Hello, my name is Dr. Linda Wilson. I'm a professor in the College of Education at Northeastern State University in the great state of Oklahoma. Today's video is wonderful. In 2007, schools all across the state did special projects to commemorate Oklahoma's centennial. And this is a story about Bailey Elementary in Owasso, Oklahoma. The children there in the 4th grade created a sod house, and it was as authentic as it could possibly be. So when I visited, the tour guide is Miss Lily Lyon, and she is an enthusiastic, wonderful bundle of joy. So she will be the tour guide today. While I was there, a family arrived, and the gentleman's name was Marion McFadden, and he had a photo of his family from Grant County, Oklahoma, which was way out west. So go ahead and take a look on the map of where Owasso is located. Take a look on your map of where Grant County is located, and if you want to do that before you watch it, so it'll give you a preview and some background information. But I think you're really going to enjoy this story about a virtual field trip to a sod house. Thank you very much. It is November the 19th, 2007, and we are here today in Owasso Public Schools. We're at Bailey Elementary, and I have come outside to take a look at the sod house, and I have asked Mrs. Lyon if she would please help us today. So, good morning, Mrs. Lyon.
Good morning.
Can you tell us, please, about the sod house at Bailey Elementary School?
I would love to. Okay. Well, it all started like this. I'm the English as a second language teacher, and I teach K through 5th here, and I was on the committee for the Oklahoma Centennial. Well, if any of you haven't heard, the legislature mandated that we all make sure we celebrate the centennial and teach each of the grades something unique and special, and celebrate it and make it a really fun time, but also a learning time. Well, as we're sitting around the table, our librarian, Jennifer McCutcheon, said, you know, when I was in 4th grade, and she was over by Oklahoma City somewhere years ago, she said, we had a sod house, and she said, I will never forget the smell of it, and the touch of it, and the feel of it. She said, we should build a sod house for our kids. And of course, everybody just looked at her like, oh yeah, right, you know, easier said than done. So then I went back to my room, and I told my assistant, Donna Kreider, you know, we ought to build a sod house, and the ESL students could do a science fair project, something to do about temperature and humidity and whatever. And she said, you know, you should call Doug Woolery over at the high school because he runs the stagecraft class, and right now they don't have anything to build. So we called Doug Woolery, and wonderful man, or fool of a man that he is, said yes. And this was back in August. From then on, this thing has taken a life of its own, Tulsa Sod and Grass donated all the sod for our house. Simmons Homes donated all the building materials, and Doug Woolery looked up all the plans on the internet. It's genuine sod, authentic size house, and he built it with the stagecraft class and our 4th graders. And so it just kept building and building, and it's life size, it's true to size. We copied what the pioneers wrote in their letters on how big the sod strips were, and did a lot of research on that. At the very end, a man named Ken Sharon came in, and he really made sure that the sides and the roof inside were secure and safe for our kids, because we were worried about kids playing in there and getting hurt, you know. So this is our genuine soddy. And since then, just heard incredible stories. Craig Day on Channel 6 News said his grandfather lived in one, and one morning he was shaving, you know, and looking in the mirror on his sod house, and a snake crawled out of one of the holes and just looked at him. And we've read lots of letters from the pioneer women that they really had problems with little critters growing inside, like, I don't know, lice or fleas or something. Very hard to keep clean. And when it would rain, they said it would rain for a day and then rain for 2 days inside the house. So it was very, very wet inside, and they were always trying to patch it. We've read that they hung paper, like butcher paper, in the windows, and they rubbed it with bacon fat, I guess, to keep the cold or the wind out. And what other little stories? I had an elderly man come in at open house who's from Peru, and he said, we have houses like this everywhere in the country. So I guess in Peru they have sod houses too. So, okay, we're using our sod house to just have that real authentic feel of being pioneers. The third graders came out the other day and made homemade ice cream in Ziploc bags with the ice cubes, and they played out here and climbed in the windows. We read our AR books inside on the hay bales, and it's just an incredible hands-on thing. Here's the nitty-gritty. We've been told it's going to last 20 years. Oh my.
Now, how do you mow it?
Well, I don't know if it actually grows. I mean, surely, I don't know what happens. I don't know what happens. Maybe by the time the winter's over, it doesn't grow again. I don't know. We're going to find out. Maybe we should get a goat. We had 11 pallets of sod out there, and then they brought more. So it's a massive amount of sod.
Okay.
Massive amount. The walls are very, very thick.
All right, well, Mrs. Lane, thank you so much. We're going to take some photos around, and have a wonderful remainder to your school day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Come and visit anytime.
Thank you. We're at the Sod House today at Bailey Elementary School in Owasso, Oklahoma, and I'm very happy to have a gentleman here from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. So, sir, would you introduce yourself, please?
I'm Marion McFadden.
All right, and why are you here today?
Because I saw the Sod House on the TV news story, and my father was born in a sod house in Grant County, Oklahoma, near Deer Creek, Oklahoma. His father, my grandfather, came across from Kansas in the 1893 land grant and got his homestead in Grant County, built the sod house, and then 2 years later my father was born there.
All right, and didn't you bring a family picture today to show?
Yes,
all
we
right,
did.
And can you tell us about the family picture, please?
Well, this is the sod house, and we can see that there's a door that's open, and then the doorway here. There are two vent stacks, or pipes, that we can see coming out of the roof, and it looks like there actually may be even a third one here towards the rear. The little boy here is pulling or holding on to the handle of a wagon, and in the wagon is a big watermelon. And this boy is the little boy that was born in the sod house in 1895. And this is his brother holding the rifle, and then his sister with the bicycle, and another sister here standing next to the open tent. And then on the far right, we're going to swing over here for a minute. This is the little boy's father, the gentleman who came across in 1893 into Oklahoma, standing with the horse team. And then back over to the tent is that gentleman's sister-in-law.
All right. Now, can you tell us about the hay bales put together?
Well, we believe that was built as a chicken house for to hold their chickens. And would you believe my grandfather's name was Millard Fillmore McFadden. Wonder where he got that name.
Mr. McFadden, we'd like to thank you so much today, and thank you for sharing your story with the students at Northeastern State University. Okay, we're in the sod house. We have some hay bales for chairs today. The ceiling slants so that the water will run off, and we have a window at both ends, but you can see that there is some daylight for the children to come in and sit down and enjoy. We also have wood. We have some reinforcement beams here that I don't believe the Pioneers had, but we have some reinforcements that help them, and we also have the beams there on the ceiling. This is a great opportunity for children to have direct learning experiences. We want to thank everyone today at Bailey Elementary School. So have a super day. Bye-bye.